So, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. We are here because I was guided to do a empowered divine feminine reading. Now, empowered divine feminine energy, it doesn't matter if you resonate as a man or a woman or something else entirely. This is about feeling as if you're in alignment with the energy of an empowered divine feminine aspect within yourself. It is allowing your intuitive faculties, your receptive energy, the integrity of applying wisdom to hold space in the choices you make in your life. All right, if you listen to the part of you that feels and senses things in trust of that vibration, okay, that you would feel something is correct or incorrect for your energy, that it's right for you or not right for you, right? That you would listen to the aspect of yourself that says, this is the way it should be, even if it terrifies the mind, okay? Even if it terrifies the masculine aspect that wants to, avoid certain situations. It's the part of yourself that says, hey, this is in alignment with a healing ripple as opposed to a hurt ripple, regardless of what that results, okay? So an empowered divine feminine allows the intuition a space at the shot calling table, right? That the masculine aspect of the self would allow the feminine to sit and be respected, okay? So, for this reading, episode 2, I'm using my hand-drawn deck. I'm also using my energy alignment deck. This is a one-of-a-kind deck. I've been drawing all the different images on the cards myself, but this one, the energy alignment, if you are interested in it, is available in my Etsy shop, okay? It's a deck of my own creation. I'm also using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor, the Wisdom of the Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed, the Field Tarot by Hannah Elizabeth Fafana, and my Rumi Oracle cards by Alana Fairchild. All right, so starting with the energetic theme, where the empowered divine feminine is or is moving through right now, what spirit wants to address. Anything else? We have the fish. Anything else? Feeling like no. Okay. So we have the fish and baggage is on top. Okay. So we're addressing the fish energy and baggage energy. The needle and thread is underneath of that. Here, I'll show you. Okay. So the fish, it's a prosperity card, okay? The fish is a symbol of prosperity and wealth. It is also a vibration of diving deep within the self, okay? Deep within the subconscious, even unconscious conversation going on. Now, when I say subconscious or unconscious, the conscious world is everything made manifest around you. Everything that interacts with your five senses, what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you touch, what you taste. It is all conscious. It is all things that came from the subconscious mind of someone and became manifest in the conscious world. It can be perceived, okay? perceived and received is conscious. Subconscious is everything that goes on within the self that you wouldn't be able to register, or that somebody else would not be able to register or perceive with their five senses. That includes your feelings, that includes your thoughts, that includes your gut sensing, right? Nobody else can perceive your feelings or thoughts or intuitive gut sensing unless you make it conscious. So it's subconscious. It is outside or below the realm of the conscious world. Unconscious is what is going on beneath the surface of the conscious world that you are also not privy to. It is things in our memory bank, experiences that we've had that we are not able to necessarily recall. Okay? It could be an event that happened when you're 5 that changed the way you believed about something. Okay, so everything that goes on in the unconscious is a part of our wiring. It's a part of why we are the way we are, why we think the way we do, why we feel the way we do, why we sense things the way that we do, and we don't necessarily recall why. Okay, these are things that have been either buried or quote unquote forgotten, even though they're not forgotten, right? Because they're coming up in our subconscious and conscious patterns, but they're things that are there that we can't necessarily recall with the subconscious or bring into the conscious, right? It is now unconscious. So the fish is about diving deep into the subconscious and understanding the unconscious parts of the self in order to align with prosperity. Ultimately, surrounding the theme of baggage, right? The energetic weights that we carry from experience with other people in the conscious world, right? What is the overall energetic alignment that we need to be made aware of, please, Spirit? All right. Ooh, man. Okay. Oh, we ended up back at peace oriented. How about that? Okay. So we've got shadows that need to be addressed. We've got manipulative, liar, which skews or omits the facts, growth-oriented, broken, spiritually irresponsible, thoughtful in reverse, and self-approving in reverse. Okay. Manipulative and liar, skews or omits the facts, kind of go hand in hand. Okay. These are heart chakra energies, right? Union energies with the outer experience, and throat chakra energies. When we attempt, because manipulative is controlling, when we attempt to control the outer experience so that we can avoid feeling certain things or receive feeling certain things, right? So we can avoid experiencing certain things or receive experiencing certain things. Sometimes we will lie, skew, or omit the facts so that we can avoid or receive something that we want or something that we don't want, right? I'll give you an example of what this energy would look like in alignment. Okay. At my job, outside of what I do here on the channel, I take care of people. Okay, there's a group of people that cohabitate together that I am responsible for overseeing their well-being. Okay. I had taken a step outside to use my e-cig. And even though I was in line of sight of the individuals awake, an event transpired under the belief that I couldn't see what was going on. And because the event transpired that was wildly unfortunate for one individual, I had to file a report. Okay. I had to file a report. Now, telling the truth in order to create an equal energy exchange, meaning that the actions taken by the one individual on another get dealt the justice it deserves, rightfully, I essentially had to damn myself. I couldn't lie or skew the facts in good conscience. It's just the integrity of myself. I had to damn myself because the truth was I was outside and not actually physically present in the building, which means I left the individuals unattended despite the fact that I was gone for 60 seconds and had them within my line of sight. The reality is the reality. Whatever the repercussions are of my action is just for me, as is the repercussions of the actions of the two individuals involved, because had I lied or omitted or skewed the facts, should the discrepancies have been revealed, the entire event would have been discredited. And the individual who took the unfortunate action against another may not have or may not receive the proper alignment of result. That individual may or may not get the care that they need in order to correct the issue, and the individual involved in receiving the unfortunate action may not get the care that they need because of the discrepancy, right? So despite the fact that I essentially had to damn myself, I couldn't skew or omit the fact. I would rather take repercussions for my action than allow it to negatively affect people outside of myself. Okay, y'all know me. I will hang myself on the cross of integrity and truth before I survive and live off lies. There's no healing that comes from lying. So the part of the self, right, the reason why, because even the offense, technically what I did can be anything from write-up to termination, right? Depending on how far they decide to go and take it. So I accepted, right? Because I can't justify not allowing the equal energy exchange to take place the way it's supposed to, right? Everything is just and needs to be allowed to be just, because otherwise things don't heal. So when we are put in positions, the shadow of ourself would say lie, skew it, omit that fact, because you want a certain outcome, right? You don't want to lose your job. So skew the results, skew the outcome. Make them believe this, make them believe that, so that you do not experience a certain result. That would be manipulation. Had I lied or skewed or omitted any facts to the event, I would have been manipulating the experience. Okay, It's shadow, it's misalignment. So we don't do those things, right? In your own life, you have to be able to recognize when that voice or feeling, that fear arises in the self that says lie, leave it out, twist it a little bit, make it not sound so bad, or make it sound worse, right? Make it sound worse so that people feel bad and they pity and they want to help you when you don't necessarily need it the way that you perceive or think, okay? The way that you believe. Healing these energies requires you to override the fear and trust in the process that the universe is in fact fair and just, and that whatever is meant to come of a certain event in alignment will only lead to more events that are in alignment. To trust, right? To trust that you don't necessarily know what alignment is, but that if you act in alignment, it will only manifest in alignment. Okay. If I get a write-up, great. I was able to tell the truth. Everything worked out the way it needed to work out in the highest good of the individuals. And I only got a write-up. If I get a suspension, great. It's just a suspension. I didn't actually lose my job. And I can spend time doing other things like readings or things that I have to do around my home or spend time with my son. Like, great. If I lose my job altogether and I'm terminated, great. Because that means the job and holding that job would have kept me out of alignment from whatever it is that I need to do or wherever it is that I need to be. And Spirit's going to unfold that for me. Regardless of the outcome, because I acted in alignment, I trust I'm in alignment with whatever manifests coming from that decision to stay in alignment. And so that's what Spirit's talking about. Allowing yourself to be in alignment despite the fact that there are shadows saying lie, skew, omit, manipulate. You don't want this, you do want that. If you can remember, it doesn't actually matter what your ego wants, what your pride wants, what your guilt wants, what your self-righteousness wants. So if you can remember that alignment is alignment and only truth with a capital T can get you there, then you can trust whatever outcome is unfolding is in alignment, even if you don't know what that outcome is. That energy opens up opportunities and becomes opportunities for growth. Every time you override fear, every time you override shame or guilt or jealousy or envy, doubt, anxiety, fear, you're growing. Every time you tell that shadow, no, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to skew the truth. I'm not going to omit things. Every time you tell the shadow, I know I can manipulate it, but I'm not going to. That's misalignment. I'm not going to. I'm going to create an equal energy exchange with whoever it is that I'm dealing with and allow them to choose the highest good actions for themselves because it is also in the highest good of myself. That's growth. That's being growth oriented. That's allowing yourself to create, right? Sacral chakra. That is allowing yourself to create opportunities for more growth. The idea that we are broken and that we have to give in to these energies, right? We have to give in to these energies because we're broken. is an illusion, and it's spiritually irresponsible. Okay? We're not broken. In our highest alignment and our natural state, we are balanced. Our masculine and our feminine energy can choose an alignment that's balanced. We're not broken. Our masculine is not in control, choosing against our feminine wisdom, our feminine truth, our spiritual truth, right? We're not broken. Our natural state is balanced. Our natural state is in harmony, where our masculine can listen to the feminine, right? How I opened this, how the masculine can listen to the feminine and say, listen, wisdom would say it is incorrect to lie. Nothing good comes from lying. Nothing. In the long run, you might even have instant gratification in the short term, but the long term will leave you feeling more broken. So act from a balanced place, not a broken place, right? Being spiritually irresponsible means that you don't know how to correct your mistakes. You don't know how to correct your mistakes. When you choose, right? When you choose to lie or manipulate, even if it is for the purpose of growing, right? If your ego says, well, we're going to grow if I do this, we're going to grow if I do that, or this person will grow if I say this, or this person will grow in the situation with me if I do that, right? It's a broken place. It's spiritually irresponsible. It does not allow you to correct your error. You didn't actually listen to your divine feminine energy, right? 22:22 is just on the clock. We have to be able to co-create with spirit. If we are in ego and we are in a broken state and we are lying or manipulating, we are not co-creating with spirit. We are creating from a broken egoic place where our feminine doesn't have a seat at the table. Because that intuitive guidance that we receive from our feminine aspect, that's how spirit communicates with us. I can't sleep at night. I can't look in the mirror and face myself knowing that I'm a selfish liar. Knowing that the life I'm building around me and the love that I'm receiving or the experience I'm receiving is based off a lie. It doesn't feel good living every day to know that I'm suffering and blame it on someone else when I'm at fault. I'm going to blame this person. I'm going to blame that person. I'm going to blame this environment. I'm going to blame the system. I'm going to blame XYZ and not take accountability for my actions. That I could be doing better. I'm going to lie to myself. I'm going to manipulate the facts. I'm gonna make choices based on the fact that I'm broken and I need fixing and no one's fixing me. And I'm gonna ignore the fact that it's my responsibility, right? It's misalignment. It could be something like you remember somebody, like you might be remembering somebody as, no, I know they cheated on me. I know they cheated on me. Well, what if they didn't though? What if you're lying to yourself and manipulating the reality to fit a narrative that responds to your own brokenness, which is in fact spiritually irresponsible? What if you submitting to the fact that you're broken and believing in the lies and manipulation of recollection of events is you not embracing your own spiritual healing? You're being resistant to your own spiritual healing. It's spiritually irresponsible. We want to be thoughtful and self-approving. But these energies are in reverse. Which means we're reckless. When we're not truly being thoughtful and harmony, right? Because this is a heart chakra card that indicates harmony with the outer experience. When we're not being thoughtful, or even considering someone else's point of view or someone else's reasons for things, valid or invalid is besides the point. When we're not being thoughtful in the consideration of other people that we interact with in our conscious world, we're being reckless. If we only perceive from our own mental state, our own perspective, and we can't see, even for a moment, through someone else's eyes, like what if we put ourselves in someone else's shoes and we lived their entire life through their eyes, and we experienced ourselves through their eyes? If we can't be thoughtful, then what we are is reckless. We make reckless shadow choices, right? Because this is in reverse, this is something that we are naturally wishing to change. We want to be able to see from someone else's perspective and understand why they do what they do, or why they choose what they choose. Because when self-approving is in reverse, this is also a heart chakra card, but this has to do with self-love. Instead of harmony in the outer, this is harmony with yourself, love for yourself. Self-approving means you don't actually love who you are, in reverse. That if you were in a relationship dynamic with you, whether it's romantic or otherwise, would you absolutely love you? Would you love being with you every day? Would you love talking to you every day? Would you love catering to you every day? Would you love considering you every day? Would you love being honest with you every day? Would you love having the hard talks with yourself? Would you love dealing with your own choices and actions? You know, like if you're an alcoholic and you drink all the time and you're stumbling around and making excuses for yourself and your behavior and why you do certain things that aren't great, would you love being in a relationship with someone like that? If you are manipulative and you are lying and skewing and omitting facts, would you appreciate being with a partner who does that? Who's constantly making you feel like, you know, you're crazy, or, you know, if you're gaslighting, would you want to be with someone who gaslights you and makes you feel like you're nuts, so you're not remembering things, or is switching it around and making you feel like it's your fault when it's the other person's? Can you self-approve and love who you are? Because in the reverse, it's validation seeking. When you don't love and approve of yourself, you seek from the outer experience people loving and approving of you when you're in misalignment. I'm in misalignment. Prove to me that you love me. Validate that you love me as I am. The question isn't, do they love you as you are? The question is, do you love you as you are? Can you love yourself for lying? Can you love yourself for manipulating? Can you love yourself for skewing and omitting facts? Can you love yourself feeling like you're broken and doing nothing to fix that perception? Can you love yourself for being spiritually irresponsible? Can you love yourself for being spiritually irresponsible and not correcting your mistakes? Can you love yourself for sweeping your mistakes under the rug and pretending like they're not affecting or hurting other people? This is the energetic alignment that Spirit wants to talk about, because ultimately we are growth oriented and we do want to be thoughtful and we do want to be self-approving. We do want to have equal energy exchanges with our outer experience that are in our best alignment with truth, we do want to feel balanced. And we do want to correct our mistakes. Really, out of 7 cards, 5 of them are heart chakra cards, 4 of them relate to harmony with our outer experience. Which is telling. We want to love our life more. We want to love our conscious experience more. We want to love our conscious experience more, which means we have to tell the truth, be growth-oriented, and self-approve. Remember that we can correct our mistakes and we can be honest. And we can create equal energy exchange with our outer experience and let whatever justice is justice take place. Whatever is fair take place. We can be thoughtful and put ourselves in someone else's shoes and choose from a position of masculinity and femininity within the self, mind, and heart being in agreement. Letting the outer experience be what it needs to be for our highest good and the highest good of everybody else involved, right? Everybody else that interacts with us and everybody else that interacts with them and everybody else that interacts with them. Like when we choose to be responsible for our ripple. It's being inner peace oriented. It's being inner peace oriented. So that we don't end up angry at life or volatile, whether it's physically volatile, emotionally volatile, right? Spiritually volatile, where we are inner peace oriented. Because the inner reflects in the outer. If you can't be at inner peace, in a place of inner peace, where you're at peace with who you are and what you create, then you're going to end up really angry at life and the people in your life. You're going to be frustrated. So, with that, being the energy, right? What do we need to know? Spirit, please. Who are the players and what energy do they hold in the experience, or what do we need to know? What is the energy within and or around? Okay. So we have the door to value. Spirit's opening up a door to what is essentially abundance. And in this case, it's very specifically via the image financial abundance. Spirit is helping us correct this energy because it leads to a door of financial abundance. If we can't align, right? If we can't align that energy and correct the shadow, putting the shadow in its place in alignment with healing instead, then we are truly keeping the door to value closed to us. Okay. Now I'm being told there's nothing else in the deck. That's what Spirit wants to talk about, okay? It wants us to open the door to value. All right, Spirit, surrounding the door to value, what energy would you have us contemplate? Surrounding the door to value. What other energy would you like us to focus on? Surrounding the door to value, what energy would you like us to focus on? right? And this makes sense, the door to value, because we got the fish, right? And it required diving deep, right? Diving deep into understanding what is subconscious and unconscious, right? Because it's a prosperity card. Spirit wants us to understand the door to value is closed until we go deep and understand those shadows, right? What energy do we need to focus on concerning the door to value? Helping us understand those shadows, right? And how to overcome them, override them. Yeah, clean it up. And exchanging gifts. And it's pink, right? All this pink energy. Exchanging gifts. We're talking about equal energy exchange here. Ooh, because I was guided to look. By the book is on the bottom. By the book is universal law, which we were kind of talking about, right? Like attracts like is a universal law. Misalignment attracts misalignment. Acting from a broken place creates broken experience. What's on the bottom of this one now? I'm curious. Ooh, man holding a heart. Masculine energy holding what is essentially feminine energy. Masculine energy holding a place for the feminine energy. We've got to be able to clean up the times that we were in an unbalanced state, feeling broken. When we were broken, in hindsight, looking at the situation or scenario, we were broken. So we have to be able to clean it up and make a decision from a balanced place. We can't manipulate, right? So anytime that we manipulated something because we wanted to experience a specific outcome or we didn't want to experience a specific outcome, we have to be able to create an equal energy exchange and allow whatever needs to transpire by being truthful, by revealing the lie, by exposing the lie, by straightening up the story instead of the skewed story, by bringing forth the omitted facts so that the equal energy exchange can take place. You may even want to discuss why you lied, right? Why you skewed the truth, what your fear was, that you omitted facts. Be exceptionally honest, right? So that you can grow. Cleaning it up. Allowing yourself to be spiritually responsible so that your inner world is self-approving and you're truly considering everybody around you. This is an exchange, a gift with spirit. When you allow yourself to clean up your misalignment, when you get the dirt out from underneath the rug that you've buried, the energetic burying, you allow spirit to exchange gifts with you in alignment with these positive things to where you are experiencing harmony in your conscious reality. This door to value opens, right? When you decide to go back and clean up the mess, clean out the shadow, so that the truth can speak for itself, so that yourself can approve of who you are and the actions that you're taking in alignment with your feminine energy, when you allow your masculine energy to hold space for your feminine energy, universal law would say, like attracts like. Law of relativity, the outcome could always be worse. It could always be worse. Allow yourself to clean up your shadow so that it doesn't come back and you trip on it later. I was just talking about this in a live I did on Facebook. Allow spirit to exchange blessings with you so that you can open this door. Spirit, should we have our energy in alignment? Should we go back and clean up the shadow? Should we go back and clean up the shadow? Allowing whatever is in the highest good to unfold and bring us into alignment with the reality, and a reality that is truly in our highest good. If we go back and do that, what does that look like? What does the choice to go back and clean it up and exchange with spirit, with our highest alignment, what does that look like? It's interesting. I'm looking at this card and it's the fairy, right? Giving a gift to the cat. I had just gone back and watched a video of mine in Divine Time that was called #FigLifeLessons. You might want to go back and watch that video, given I was emotional because I had just let Fig go. But I think if you fast forward to around 10 minutes and 30 some odd seconds, you could bypass the actual story of the day that I dealt with the entire issue and get to the point, the purpose of why I went live. You might want to watch that. It was about 5 months prior to the recording of this one right now, okay? Because I believe that was in July. The end of July, okay? You might want to go back and watch that reading because nothing's coincidence, right? There's a reason why that message crossed my path this morning. And it's coming up in this image now. So what does cleaning up our shadow, choosing to clean up our shadow and act on cleaning up our shadow to let spiritual justice, right? Spiritual responsibility speak for itself. What does it look like? All right, clarities, please. Clarify the Five of Cups. The Queen of Discs. The Three of Swords in the reverse. The Emperor and the Hanged Man reversed. Clarify these energies for me, please, Spirit. Oh, I love that. freaking awesome. All right, one more. Wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. Clarified by the 9 of Discs. Wow, she's literally got flowers and a dragon tattoo on her arm. This is too cool. Okay. So what does this look like? The 5 of Cups is the disappointment card, but I can't help but be super drawn to the fact that her back is turned to the 5 of Cups. Her back is turned. She's not focusing on third parties. She's not focusing on soulmates lost, right? The 2 of Cups that are spilled. Her back is to third parties. Her back is to soulmates that are lost or no longer in misalignment. The Princess of Discs allows for manifestation. When you turn your back on third parties or soulmates that are no longer in alignment with where you're going, that they were in alignment with the lesson at the time, but they are no longer in alignment with where you're going, right? When you allow third party energy or influence to not be your focus, when you allow soulmates whose time in your life has expired, when you take that from your focus, you allow yourself for manifestation. And the Princess of Discs, she's holding the moon, which truly is the embodiment of feminine energy, right? The sun is our masculine energy, but our moon is our feminine energy. When we act and apply the light attributes of our moon sign, the Queen of Discs comes out clarified by the Queen of Wands, double feminine. When we turn our back on that which is in misalignment and choose to manifest from the energy of our moon in the reality of life, when we take the light attributes of our moon sign into consideration, when acting from our sun sign, we nurture our ability to manifest. The Queen of Discs. Discs is the suit of manifestation. We allow ourselves the manifestation or birth of the Queen of Discs, which is spirit. The suit of Wands is the suit of fire. That is spirit's element. We allow the true manifestation of what we desire at a high level. The 3 of Swords energy, or the sorrow energy, gets released. The 3 of Swords energy gets released, and when it releases, we receive a brand new beginning. And this is the Wealth card. It's the foundation for wealth. The foundation for wealth is when we tune into the light of our moon, that we would allow our sun sign's best attributes to choose in consideration of our moon sign's best attributes. The foundation, the ace, the beginning, the foundation, you hear the train going off, confirming in the background. The foundation of wealth truly starts, and we get the Emperor clarified by the Empress. The Emperor clarified by the Empress. That's inner union. That's when your mind and your heart are truly in highest alignment choosing things. You no longer need a perspective shift. with the Hanged Man in the reverse because you're in alignment with healing. The Hanged Man reverse, clarified by the Star card. You're in alignment with your healing. You don't need to shift perspectives because you're in alignment. You're of the right perspective. Healing takes place, right? That healing ripple that sets off. Every step you take creates a ripple that heals. It's a healing ripple. The Star is Aquarian energy. It's truly about the ripple. It is truly about how your energy affects the entire world and everybody in it around you. How your healed energy ripples healing for other people. Really, look at these two cards, the Star card and the Fool card. They both have arm tattoos. They're both facing forward, right? They're back to whatever came behind, whatever's behind them, it's behind them. They're looking forward. Really, the Ace of Wands is under that. This is about taking faith, a leap of faith on forward, on manifesting what you do desire, right? But beginnings, right? Beginnings, the Fool card is beginnings. With new or fresh energy, it creates new contracts, new energetic works. It allows movement, divine movement with the Eight of Wands under that. This new energy, this aligned energy creates movement. It comes to a culmination point, right? Culmination with the Nine of Coins. The Nine of Coins or the Nine of Discs is a very sovereign energy in the reality of things. You're no longer looking at life happening against you or happening for you. It is just simply in alignment. Everything is essentially for you and the highest good of all the time. The sovereign reality is embracing and accepting that when you heal and clean up all that crap, that you're in a constant gift exchange with Spirit. That Spirit is constantly gifting you things that are in alignment, regardless of what the result is. Alignment, the release of sorrow and suffering. That you cleaned up the subconscious and unconscious energy, that shadow within the self, that you cleaned it up. That you're no longer energetically worried about karma because you've set the record straight and cleared it all. You allowed the balance to take place. You've cleared it all. Shadows and shadow manifestation can jump up and bite you in the ass if you've already exposed it and cleaned it out and allowed the chips to fall where they may, so to speak. You receive a culmination. You create a healing ripple. You create the manifestation of what your heart truly desires to nurture the self with a capital S, the spirit of you and within you, you know? You release disappointment manifestation. You release disappointment manifestation. You release sorrow and painful manifestation because you are of the perspective that everything is healing. Everything is in alignment and or constantly moving towards a state of highest alignment because you cleaned it up. Therefore, every shift taking place is in your highest good and the highest good of all, creating a healing ripple. This is about the release of your baggage. Knowing that those that are meant to be in your life will always be in your life. That life is meant to be sweet. Life is meant to be sweet. That's the key. Life is meant to be sweet. It's not meant to be disappointing. It's not meant to be filled with sorrow. There is no other perspective than everything is working out in your highest good to help you clean it up until you clean it up so that you can exchange harmonious energy with the universe. Living your best life, right? Living your highest creation. Truly living your highest creation. In alignment, in highest alignment. So what is the guidance or advice or word from Spirit, please, with this message? The dissolving light, Star Mother Arrakis, and Sacred Soul Sister. The dissolving light is card number 3. The Star Mother Arrakis is card number 23. And Sacred Soul Sister is card number 37. So here we go. Let's read a little bit of all of these. Of course, I opened the book to the Impossible Made Possible card. Okay. The dissolving light. There's a poem from Rumi, and then a message from Rumi, and then Alana Fairchild's interpretation. So it says, I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? Right, this talks about what is essentially turning our back on the old self that carried all that baggage, that carried all that energetic dirt. When were you ever less by releasing what you were? To become a better version of yourself. There is a light so intense, so powerful, that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It is the sacred seed, the star of your being, lit up from within. It is the light that never goes out. It is the light that is so powerful, it is beyond duality of light and dark, cannot ever be extinguished or diminished, and quite simply beyond all logic just is. Certainly no lie or deception, no boundary or defense can remain intact in its presence. The blazing divinity of this light sears through any pretense, annihilates illusions, and takes us into stark experience of divine truth. It is gentleness, and yet it cannot be overcome. It is enduring power, and yet it is tender. This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come and soon. The beloved divine presence is calling to you, igniting within your deepest being so that it may have its way with you. The divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many. It will stop at nothing until the entire human race is restored to the wild divine freedom of ecstatic divine reunion, completely and utterly ignited by love. The dissolving light. The dissolving light is the essence of who you become when you allow your shadows to be cleaned out of yourself. and to consciously choose with your actions and your words forward to never allow those shadows to interfere with your manifestation again. The dissolving light is the healing ripple that takes place when you choose alignment consistently, that you would not doubt or betray the integrity of your clean energy, that you would never allow it to go back to a state of being dirty. When the truth is always just simply the truth, and you allow the truth to manifest, period. When you don't fear the manifestation because the truth is creating it. Whether the truth is how you think, whether the truth is how you feel, whether the truth is recollecting events, sharing experience, always truth. Star Mother Arrakis. Be the king who has made his own kingdom. Be the moon that has made her own summit. How much longer will you cuckoo like a pigeon? Empty your head of all mortal lusts and become life without breath. You will not call out for God anymore, for you have become immersed in God. Be the king who has made your own kingdom. Be the owner of the fact that you are the creator of your world. You are the creator of your world, your experience, and everything and everyone in it. Mortal lusts isn't just a lust for someone else's physical body. It's a lust for power. It's a lust for money. It's a lust for fill in the blank. You don't need to call out for God anymore and pray to a God outside of yourself for this or for that, because you're simply in alignment, becoming immersed in God's energy. The alignment of purity and self-approval, balance. Self-approving with a capital S is also spirit approving, that not just you, but God, universe, spirit, source also approves of who you are, that you're in alignment. Because, honestly, would God lie? No. Would God skew the truth? No. Does God believe it's broken? No. Is God spiritually irresponsible? No. You don't need to pray to God or be like, oh my God, or so help me God, when you know you're in alignment with quote unquote God energy, because that's what masculine feminine alignment is. You put your highest aligned masculine in union with your highest aligned feminine energy, and you are of creator energy in the highest. You are a creator in the highest, which, what do you think quote unquote God is? It's the creator in the highest. star child, earth angel, divine creature. Your star mother keeps an eye on all the wild games happening in the sacred playground of the earth. She will care for you, righteous and true, shining divine justice and protection. No bully shall prevail over you, right? The bully being the shadow, because you're in this divine dissolving light, right? No shadow can prevail over you. No shadow from within shall prevail either. No lies, deceit, or injustice shall temper your wild truths. Be demanding and claiming her love for you. Learn how to love yourself as she loves you with wild, unconditional, passionate regard. Like a torrential downpour of devotional light, a tsunami of affection is released. Nothing can resist the light. All shall be washed and revived in the outpouring of the luminous love of the universe. Then, sated and content, you are the child so secure in the love of the universe, you trust in life implicitly and what it has brought to your door. Do not succumb to untruths. You do not resist because you are safe. You do not resist because you are safe, held in the love of the universe. You have no need to resist. What is there to resist? Nothing. There is only the loving truth in your world, and all is at peace in your heart. And should there be cause to stand up and fight for love, for freedom, for light, for her truths of unconditional life, respected and honored, well, you shall be particularly equipped for success. When there is that war to fight, you shall be the warrior who defends, absolute in your devotion to the ways of spirit and empowered through the vast, indefatigable, triumphant power. And shall you bludgeon your way with brute force and fear? Of course not. So here is your guidance. Lay down your old weapons, for new technology awaits you. It is the most magnificent of forces, that of divine alignment, of surrender to the universe and its way of luminous potency. From this great vantage point, the vastest problems of our earthly mindsets are merely in need of a quick whipping by the tail of a comet. And this she easily achieves by flicking a strand of hair or poking out her tongue. In the hands of the greatest being, even your deepest trials will succumb to divine victory. Can you give yourself this gift, this blessing of love, power and protection? We all descend from the stars, but some of us are asked to remember, to acknowledge the divine parentage from which we come, and to allow the innate divine divinity within to restore us to faith in the path here on earth. No matter how dark life on earth may seem at times, when we remember our holy heritage, we can also realize, yes, I am blessed, held as one with the universe, who shall not be deterred from great holy purpose, and I shall prevail. I forgot that and feared, but now I remember, and I am determined once more. And you shall feel joy and be inclined to let your soul dance and sing and create and live fearlessly once again. If you're catching this message here on my channel, it's because you're capable of completing this challenge, completing this mission, being in this alignment of divine union, you are capable of not just clearing your past shadows out, but maintaining the vibration of the universe in alignment with the highest, and never being dirty in that energy again, that you would allow yourself to receive the greatest gifts from Spirit, from the Star Mother, to unlock what is essentially, if we think, we are made of the stars, if, you're a believer of astrology like I am, where the stars aligned, where the planets and the luminaries in the sky aligned, who you are always has a purpose, a divine purpose that is unique and authentic to you to unlock. That's what this is. That you would allow yourself to remember who you are in your highest alignment beyond the challenges that are present, or that have presented themselves, or will present themselves. Sacred Soul Sister. When you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. Right? Look for instability until you become stable. Rumi. Look for instability. Look at the shadows, right? Become aware of the shadows until you flip them all and become stable. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone and come into the world alone, and yet there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there is no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community were not enough, there is a partner, an ally, who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as workings of an overactive imagination. Or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle you dismiss them as meaningless. The wise ones know, however, that the truths of the sacred soul sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, to open up new realities, and transform the nature of our existence from the deepest and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical, daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your sacred soul sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you, your divine feminine to your divine masculine. She is just the part of you so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. tap into her wisdom, receive her genius, and benefit most fully from the required willingness to surrender logic and open up to inspiration, to become empty, to let the mind soften and become receptive, open, and permeable. She, the feminine, delivers questions that lead to answers, but not according to demands issued by an insecure and fearful mind. She offers what is genuinely needed and answers the deepest questions of the heart. She is trustworthy, the sister, and she cannot betray the truth. Therefore, she can be relied upon as a faithful way shower for the heart. So commune with her, wise as that impulse is. Require that you learn the ways of her world and the strange symbolic language in which she speaks. She will never tell you what you already know. Why be so insufficient? No. She prefers to educate, elucidate, intrigue, and beguile as you are drawn into far more beautiful, powerful, and helpful truths. What does this all mean? This apparent contrary, world upside down, nothing is as it seems symbolism. She has come to you through this oracle to remind you that everything is all right, that she has your back no matter what appearances may seem to be in your more limited consciousness. She is guiding you with her wider knowledge through circumstances and situations that are ultimately going to free you into greater love than you have ever known. No matter whether you feel like a rat in a maze or a bewildered drunk stumbling through labyrinthine back alleyways trying to find your way home again, no matter how out of control life may seem, your feminine is letting you know all is proceeding just as it should, and that her will shall manifest. Her will is your wholeness, your completion. Her will must manifest and shall, because her will is nature. It is growth. It is God. She is God in you now. Remember that you'll realize, if you don't mind the ending being told before the last chapter, that everything's going to be okay. Your feminine energy the empowerment of your feminine energy is required to manifest your best life and the best life of everyone else that you are connected with. You can't manifest your best life with just your masculine aspect, just that part of yourself. You're discounting the other half, right? Allow your feminine, the wisdom of that aspect of yourself, to change your life. Allow your masculine aspect to choose an alignment with what your feminine energy reminds you is of the highest good. Whether it's to be in a place of virtue, whether it's acting in accordance with the golden rule, whether it's seeing from the eyes of someone else, Whether it's just a reminder that it could always be worse, or the reminder that it's all okay and it's all in alignment. If you're going to open this door to value and exchange gifts with spirit, that this life would be a gift. And not just something you had to get through until you died. That you would experience this life as a gift. And be, essentially, the gift to other living energies here. Including the earth itself. To perceive it that way. That you are constantly living a gift and creating a gift. By being in alignment. By allowing the light of union energy within yourself to shine so bright that no shadow can stand to be intact around it. That's how you heal the world. It starts with you, right? If everybody just focused on healing themselves, the whole world would be healed. It starts with you. Remember that the power you hold within you is great. And for this reason, the only intention you will ever hold is for the highest good of all. This is your promise as a keeper of intentions, for with all your power, you believe in love and the healing of all souls, and so it is. That is literally the affirmation I have in front of me every time I read. Spirit, I know the power I hold within me is great, and for this reason, the only intention I will ever truly hold is in the highest good of all. This is my promise as a keeper of intentions. For with all my power, I believe in love and the healing of all souls, and so it is. Lead by example. It doesn't matter how many other people lie. It doesn't matter how many other people manipulate. It doesn't matter how many other people skew or omit the facts. It doesn't matter how many other people believe that they're broken. It doesn't matter how many people around you are spiritually irresponsible. You're going to lead by example because you're growth oriented, because you are thoughtful and considerate of them, because you are self-approving, and that's what you want to give to them. That's the gift that you would give. That's your teaching. That's your energy. That's your ripple. Be the healing. Be the beginning and the culmination. Be the beginning and the culmination. And that's the message. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Gratis Eternum always. Take care.